Let's start with Meta, I guess, owner of, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram. And that is a case where I've certainly read that there is certainly diminished resources toward this issue than there have been previously. What have you found?
Right. Meta fiercely disputes that contention that they've dropped election security as a priority. However, let's sort of even give them the benefit of the doubt and set that to one side. They claim they've reorganized things. They used to have one coherent 300-person election integrity unit, and now they've dispersed those people into multiple other teams. Again, let's give them the benefit of the doubt on that. But let's go to one of their central efforts to deal with mis and disinformation, which is fact checking. Facebook, now Meta, has the most extensive outside fact checking program of any company in the social media industry. Kudos to them for doing that. It costs money, it takes time, and they've made that investment. However, there's a weird anomaly in their fact checking procedure, which is they don't do any fact checking for politicians. So, this extremely influential cohort of public figures who are the main people talking about the nature of elections get a total pass from this elaborate system that Facebook has set up.
On a freedom of speech basis? Or why would they exempt politicians?
It dates back to now increasingly antiquated policies that Mark Zuckerberg put in place years ago, before 2016 and the interference by the Russians in the presidential election then, and our collective realization of how manipulable the platforms really are. And that traditional outlook was, we are not arbiters of the truth. We are just a passive platform. We just put material up there and our users make of it what they will. That has gone by the boards in the wake of the Russian manipulation, in the wake of the many, many revelations of domestically generated disinformation, and particularly in the wake of 2020, when we had the dual phenomena of the COVID pandemic and a really unusually bitter and disinformation laden election that required the social media companies to take responsibility for what was on their platforms, both in connection with health information, vaccinations, masking, what you should do for your children on the one hand, and trying to deal with false information on that front. And on the other hand, trying to deal with the false information that was generated by former President Trump and his supporters, who tried to basically prepare us for an election by saying that if we don't win, if I, Trump, don't win, then the election will have been rigged, which by the time we got to the election led to this situation where a significant portion of the population simply rejected the results of the election, culminating in the mob insurrection, January 6th, 2021 at the Capitol. So we're not arbiters of the truth. It really is yesterday's slogan.
Right.
Facebook, its sister platforms, Instagram and the rest, are now, for better or for worse, trying to sort out not just what is hate speech, not just what is harassment, but also what's true and what's false on important public civic issues. It's a very complicated undertaking. It's not easy. I'm not here to say that it's a panacea, given the volume of material on these platforms. Billions of users, billions of posts each day, collectively speaking, across these platforms. It's impossible to find everything that's not true. But on very prominent, important issues, they are trying, but they have these weird anomalies that are remnants of old now, basically.
Right. Well, exempting politicians is a huge anomaly when you're talking on an election context.